The veteran kicker, Robbie Gould, set to get us started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. Wishing he had a mulligan. That's not how you want to...
Not at all, because not only do you give up the penalty and good field position, but it just kills the momentum of your team as you start a game.
Huntley to throw. He's got Smith here. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
When you're lateral to the line of scrimmage, linebackers keep those shoulders square so they can go up and down. But when it's time to go, turn your shoulders just like a running back. Get through the line and hit the runner in the backfield.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Here's Huntley. A quick throw, but incomplete.
So now here in the 2nd week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters to play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along, because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle, no mental mistakes? Are they starting to look like a good offensive football team?
And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, and certainly one they like to have back as it brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, Ryan Wright on to punt for Minnesota. And he'll back up a few steps as he'll make the fair catch at about the 8-yard line. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory. And they'll begin by running the option. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. 6 yards there on the keeper at 2nd down. A little do-it-yourself run right there, and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
Off of play action, and here's Lance. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Over the middle, complete. It's Mitchell. And he's going to come up real shy in the first here as the tackle's made right around the 12. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent
and they decide whatever you want to have, you can. You're just not going to get the first down. Excellent tackling right there.
They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10.
Ready?
First down, here's the run with Cook. Taken down at the 47-yard line.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
On 2nd down, it's Cook again. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. To throw, Huntley. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
Now the second-year man from Louisiana, here's Elijah Mitchell. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
After that last run, Lance is going to throw it here. On the move. Oh, and this is going to wind up with safety. Well, we thought these 2 defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here. A safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for, a really good change of pace back.
Okay, ready?
Back to the ground, this time Cook. And he'll be taken down at about the 45.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. They're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And the 49ers are going to take possession of the football.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes us all the way down to the 37. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Lance's throw complete here to Ayuk. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, a sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. First down, here's Mitchell. So they cite the right guard this time with a holding penalty.
And so many different assignments you can have at that position, and sometimes you might just be a step too late and have to grab and hold on.
Here we go. Here we go. Go, 38.
They run over center with Mitchell. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
He's brought down at the 31. A 3-yard gain on the play. Brings up
an extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. And Lance going to throw. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And they're going to get him down well short of the force as he can only get this to about the 19. It'll be a gain of 12 yards, so lead to fourth down.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Fourth down field goal try coming, so Lance is off, and on comes Robbie Gould. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. The kick by Gould is good, and they will jump out in front here with a very unusual scoreline of 3-2. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go. On second down, this is Madison. And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
The score, Niners 3, Vikings 2.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On third down, Huntley going for Hurd on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big third down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
It'll be a 41-yard punt, give them 5 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, first and 10.
Ready, set.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts. That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
On the set.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Lance looking to throw it. Gets this one to Juszczyk. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
I'll tell you what, partner, let me go nostalgic here for a moment. You just don't see fullbacks use as weapons like we're seeing right now. Just think about 20 years ago. You had guys like Mike Allstott, Tom Rathman, Moose Johnston in Dallas. Now, it's almost something you never see. Throwing it to the fullback and letting him make a big play.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Okay.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, here's Mitchell. Down to the 25. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. The Niners on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Opposite. Read. Right, 50.
Now Lance on the bootleg. Out to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hip, but they'll say it's incomplete. As we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason, they've left their starting quarterback out there for the 2nd quarter. But I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backup some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
Lance to throw for it on 4th down. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he is going to have the Niners first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. So the drive will continue. After the conversion on 4th, they'll work from the 20 on 1st down. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he stopped immediately there. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down.
Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so he didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Up the middle, here's Mitchell.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
To Gordon, out left. He'll get only 2 there, and it's second and goal.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
On the handoff, Mitchell. And a little bit of space there, takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on third and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Will score. Touchdown, 49ers. Able to punch it in on third down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a fourth down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating what we have to make the call. They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
But Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on second and 12. Operating from the gun. Huntley escaping the pressure right. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes. And it's going to be first down. Well done. That one goes for 24 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
They go play action here on first down. Open here, Adam Thielen.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
That's Javon Kinlaw busting through it. He sticks him behind the line.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
On second down, here's Nwangu.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Back to throw. Huntley. That'll be complete to Cook. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on third down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a first down.
Joseph's got it.
And that'll get the lead down to 5.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
Ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
They fake the handoff. Now Lance. He finds Kittle going across the field.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 15 for the Niners there and a first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
From the gun, a give to Mitchell.
And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
Elijah Mitchell, the ball carrier. A tackle by Cameron Dantzler. It's a gain of 5.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's
I am.
miles away and smiling.
And happy.
They try to get it to Samuel, but it's intercepted. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of sending the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
Getting the ball is Cook, running left.
And he'll get it inside the 35.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So third down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first.
Green alert! Green alert! Trap 60! Trap 60!
Looking to throw. Huntley. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. On first down, Huntley. Right back to Cook for another completion. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
The defense was ready for the back to leak out and even had a second player waiting to double him up. If you're going to commit to doubling a back, you better prevent a completion, but give him credit. Extra determination, extra effort, turn it into a successful play.
Hold it ready!
2nd and 7 from the 20. Back to throw. Huntley. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. You know, during these preseason games, we're in week 2 right now. It's always funny looking at our spot charts up here in the booth because with all the guys that might play in this one, it seems to get bigger and bigger each year.
Yeah, we pretty much supersize them, don't we? Because, you know, remember, they're carrying 90 now. And with the new rules, they'll carry 90 all the way through the preseason before they make the final cut. Oh, yeah, a lot of guys to learn for these games.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
The kick by Joseph is good, and that will cut the lead down to just 2. There's still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play. A final shot before half for Lance. This one caught by Kittle. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting 49ers on top. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Expect to see a good number of backups going forward as we are back and underway here in preseason week 2. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much.
And trying to get it to Samuel, but it's intercepted.
Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And a short gain down to about the 33. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. To throw on 3rd down. Huntley. Got an open man, finding Jefferson. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Running on 1st down is Cook, but he didn't find much there. Call it a gain of 3. 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Off the bootleg. Huntley. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the 1st half, and that trend is continuing here.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time.
They'll let the QB keep it here off the option.
4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a 3rd down.
So that was a very nice play, Charles, from a very speedy quarterback.
And I do believe that sometimes as a defender, when you see read option, you're just making an educated guess because the offense feels like no matter what move you make, it turns out right for them. Sometimes it can burn you making that guess, but I think here, he said, I'm pursuing the quarterback no matter what he does. And this time,
and he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Alexander Madison taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Vikings have taken the lead here this 3rd quarter.
So a very strong first drive in the 2nd half, Charles, as they turn that halftime deficit into a 3rd quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But boy, they executed awfully well, moving the ball down the field.
Joseph connects on the extra point.
And the lead is up to 5.
Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Returning from his end zone is Ray McCloud. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. This offense returning out there, and really, you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, it's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays, make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be efficient as well. Especially the quarterback.
Say hello to Eric Kendricks. He gets the sack there.
There's a reason inside linebackers are often captains of a defense. They call the signals. They have the opportunity to affect the game in coverage, against the run, and, of course, on blitzes. Living in the best of both worlds here. Already has an interception. Now he gets to record a sack, too.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Here's Lance to throw it. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked off by Chandon Sullivan. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
So rare to see any quarterback toss back-to-back interceptions in the NFL, regardless of status or experience. Whether it's impersonal or just the offensive game plan, I think this defense is reading something out there, and they're holding the upper hand.
And they'll come out with a three tight end look on the first play of the drive. Huntley to throw.
Rolling to his left. And this one complete to Smith.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Here's Madison running on first down. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Nice pickup, 10 yards and a first down on the keeper.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Now a give running left is DeRondre.
And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line to hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7.
Here's Huntley.
Over the middle, it's complete. Touchdown, Vikings.
K.J. Osborne.
An 11-yard touchdown. And they're able to add on to their advantage.
Joseph connects on the extra point,
and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
2nd down, and again it's Davis Price.
And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
From the gun, it's Lance.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Picked off by Lewis Cine. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Boy, Charles, that is now 3 interceptions in 3 consecutive drives. And you can see he's just got a look of disgust and bad body language, understandably, as he walks off the field.
And I think it comes from the fact that he's not sure what he sees down the field, Brandon. I don't know if he's seeing ghosts. I don't know if he just can't read defenses. I'm not sure what it is, but that's why he's frustrated. Think about the defense right now. Every time they run on the field, they've gone from hoping to intercept a pass to expecting to intercept passes. Their confidence at an all-time high right now.
And they run the option on 2nd down.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
But sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29.
Joseph's got it.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So the interception set up a terrific field position, but 3 points needing result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Lance on the screen. This is Coleman. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up the third down.
I like the thinking there because right after a sack, it can be a great time to call for a screen to your running back and use the eagerness of the defense against him. Able to gain some positive yards out of this one and make things a little bit easier for him on third down.
Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And in a two-score game, obviously every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
On first down, Lance. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Throwing now is Lance. His throw incomplete. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think
now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And now here's another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. Well, there's two sides to this coin. And on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball-hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
Straight ahead, here's Nwangu. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Throw left side complete. That's Smith. And he is out of bounds here. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a third and goal situation. Well, a clear running situation, trying to take time off the clock. You ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they'd shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Well, if this defense can hold them to a field goal here, what a win that would be.
Not just a win on the possession, but psychologically take over the ball game. This started with 1st and goal, so they were in 4-down territory right from the beginning. I say you finish it off and go for it.
And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out. Joseph now to have the PAT. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Now Joseph
Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now Lance. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Lewis Cine. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Well, to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6-1, one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do. Throw the ball to the other team, and let's see if our receivers can pick it off and turn it into a completion.
That's just mean. I don't know that I'd go down there and say that to him right now. Probably pretty fragile. Had a good move, but only able to work it to the 20-yard line. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. To throw, Huntley. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
The kick by Joseph is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3, and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we're having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And in fact, we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. 2nd down, and again it's Davis Price. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. And now here's another interception. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. The number 7 usually lucky here, and for him, 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about 1 game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll go right back to Nwangwu. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 3rd down, they run with Madison. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
When you're trying to create space for your running back, the first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, they out-leveraged them and won the battle.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. Joseph's got it, and that will extend their lead even further. So they got the turnover starting with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. Goalpost right.
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. 30, 10, 5, and he brings this one all the way back. So definitely good for the individual stats. Maybe not for our storyline, but he's in for the late score. Gold with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21.
Vikings 38, 49ers 17.
So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. Nwangwu now from his end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. And they will take a knee here.
Let's go!
And they take a knee.
Here we go.
49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for 3rd down.
Ready.
And they'll indeed take a knee. during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half into the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments.